We will start by chanting Om 3 times, followed by the invocation shlokas. Sahanavavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Samastajana Kalyane Niratam Karunamaya Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Welcome back, everyone. Good morning. We're covering chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 7, what we are seeing, which is Jnana Vijnana Yoga. The topic that we are in is that there are 4 types of jnanis. We have 4 types of bhaktas. We have seen jnani, artha, artharthi, and jignasu. So jnani, of course, understands that he has eka bhakti. Eka bhakti means one focused attention that he is Lord and Lord is him. That's all. So he sees everything in and around him, including him as the Bhagwan. Whereas all of others, other type of bhaktas like this, what we do is that this idea that Bhagwan is everything is a little bit, I mean, we understand it theoretically, but we are unable to put it in practical implementation. So then whenever we get pulled by desires, what happens is that we treat Bhagavan as Anya Devata. Anya Devata means a departmental head, and we approach Lord with an intent to fulfill our desires. Now, Bhagavan says that he won't find it, and what he does is that he fulfills our desires as appropriate because he is the Karma Pradata. And when he fulfills those desires, the purpose of him fulfilling our desires is one is, of course, for whatever we are bound to get, we should get our prarabdha, but also to build the shraddha, faith in him. Because once we have faith in him, that if he can take care of our worldly needs, eventually we get enough faith in him that he will take care of our ultimate need and ultimate goal, that is mukti. Right? So that's why he gives us that Shraddha he gives, which is more powerful. I mean, that is more important than a specific desire fulfillment. Because think about 5 years ago, you may have had a desire for which you prayed to the Lord. Then I prayed for that desire, and then Bhagavan has granted that wish. And by now, the result, I mean, that particular desire fulfillment has no impact on me right now. Okay, so maybe I wanted a car, maybe I wanted a promotion, maybe I wanted to make a move, whatever that has happened 5 years ago. It doesn't have any impact on me today. But the other thing that has given the Shraddha is that Oh, I have prayed to Lord, and Lord has given me this. I mean, well, not this, but He has fulfilled my desire. This kind of a feeling is there, right? That is okay. Cumulative thing that is being reaffirmed with every wish fulfillment, right? So that's why he gives Shraddha. Now, what happens is that whereas in case of bhaktas, we are able to get at least some kind of a Shraddha. The one who is other side on the boat, which are who are these people who are mudhas, who are deluded people, they cannot really understand the nature of the Lord. They think that the Bhagwan who is all infinite is to be a finite. Is a he or she is fixed to a particular form, and he or she is not beyond that form. Right. So, for example, like if you think about our own probable treatment of people when we are in the temple in front of God versus even when you're in line, okay, before seeing the God, if it's a long line, our behavior to the rest of the devotees, right? People are ahead of us or behind us, how we get a little bit irritated by them, or we are expressing our uh, dissatisfaction with the length of the line and things like that, or even like once we come out, how we treat the people who are like bombarding us with different requests, right? Okay, so give me money, give me this, give me that, right? Especially tirthas, kshetras. When all of that happens, what happens is that the the moment when we have to close our eyes and praying to Lord versus the moment when we came out, we are two different things. So what happened is that avyaktam, say the verse 24, it says avyaktam vyakti mapannam vanyante mam abuddhayaha param bhavam ajananto mam avyayam anuttamam. Right? So God, who's avyakta, avyakta means unmanifest. Meaning he's unmanifest, meaning that the thing is that whatever is manifested is in him. So that is what his avyaktam is, unmanifest form. But what happened? That avyakta form, we have taken it to be a limited one, like I said, as a murti in the temple alone. So because we have given respect to that murti in the temple and nothing around it. So this is our abuddhi. Buddhi means lack of intellect, right? So then in this way, we are not really paying attention to the ultimate glory of the Lord. Okay. So, and it also said, okay, that means that we don't really see the real nature of the Lord. Okay. And he also says, why don't we see? Because na aham prakashana sarvasya yogamayam samavutah. This is verse number 25. Okay. So, because what happened is that Lord is not readily available for all of us because of his own yoga maya, the power of maya, okay, which is forcing us to the world of objects. Instead of going this way to God, we are going this way towards the world of objects, right? So, because of that, mudho im na vijanante lobho mam ajam avyayam. So, what happens is that because the God, the true nature of the true essence of the Brahman is Nirguna. I mean, like in the shloka that Nirguna, what did not come, but it's a Lokam Mam, Ajam, and Avyayam. Ajam means unborn. Avyayam means imperishable, means like no death. So that means Anadi and Ananta is another way you can say. And that Anadi and Ananta, beyond birth and beyond death, beyond beginning and beyond end. Because Anadi and Ananta also means before birth and after death. I mean, like no birth, no death, but also there is no such thing as no, a time beyond time, right? So that way, it is also showing the nirguna, nirakara form, meaning like no form and no gunas. This is how the nature of the Lord is. And but what is the nature of the Lord? He continued saying that Vedaham samatitani vartamani chachana bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu veda kaschana. So that means Veda aham. I know. How do I know? Samatitani, vartamani, and bhavishyani. Samatitani means whatever has gone. Vartamana means whatever is happening. And bhavishyani means whatever is happening. Again, that is showing that he is beyond the time. And not only beyond time, but he also knows what happened, what is happening, and what is going to happen, right? So that means he knows everything that is going on at any point of time. Two, there's a two in the second. Okay, Bhavishani cha bhutani mam. Okay, I know all of this too, but Vedana kaschana, meaning nobody, sorry, mam to Vedana kaschana, meaning, but no matter what, nobody knows me in real, uh, in my true nature. Okay, so that means the Lord knows all beings from past, present, and future, but people doesn't necessarily know the Lord. Okay, so if you think about it as Atma, Atma knows everything. The self knows everything, meaning self knows what? Self knows all my upadhis. Upadhis meaning all the mm, um, support system because of which I come, I think I am. Right? So, for example, what are my upadhis? This physical body is my upadhi. So, I come to know me because of my physical body. Oh, okay. So, who am I? I'm Venkat. Okay. I'm a person of Indian origin. Okay, fine. Because this body is born there. I have nothing to do with body, but this particular body is born in India. So it is, I am associated with India. I'm a male. Why? This body is have male genital organs. So hence, I think that I am male. This body is born few decades ago. So I think that is my age. Like this, what happened is that my identity, I'm shifting away from the self to the physicality. In the same way, when I say I am happy or unhappy, etc., I'm shifting my attention to my Sukshma Sharira. So like this, all of this is happening, right? So why, and who knows all of this? Atma, the witnessing factor, as Chaitanya is the one who is giving, who is supporting for rise of such ideas. So as the one who is supporter, Atma being the supporter, when in whose absence nothing would exist, that is what is giving rise to these kind of thoughts, feelings, etc. in our ahankara, saying that I'm this way, I'm that way, etc. So Atma knows all of that, but none of this physical body or our mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, none of them are actually knowing our true nature. Why? Because of the power of our desires, okay, and our raga, desha. So in the next shloka, in the 27th verse, Bhagavan says, Ichha dvesha samuddhena dvandva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. So, Ichha and dvesha, raga dveshas, likes and dislikes. With the space of opposites, what happened is that we are deluded in dvandvas. Dvandvas mean space of opposite, meaning duality, like the world of duality. We are uh, like, completely focused on that. So, and this moha is there for all beings. So this, because this moha is there in all beings, Parantapa, hey Arjuna, hey, Sarva Bhutani, this is a story of all. Sargeyanta Sammoham. This is a problem. What is the problem? because we are deluded in raga and dvesha. We are seeing all the duality. So the problem statement, in the problem statement itself, the answer is there. What is the answer? If I can get rid of this ichha and dvesha, then there is no dvandva moha. So if I get rid of desires, like likes and dislikes, not desires, right? Then I can come out of this delusory state. And in that case, what would have happened? Go to the previous shloka. That is, I would know able to know. In 26th verse, Bhagavan said, nobody knows me, right? You once you are able to get rid of your desires, you would be able to know the nature of God. Then what happens? Bhagavan in the 25th verse, we are like looking backward now, right? In 25th, Bhagavan said, Naham prakashasya sarvasya yogamaya samavataha. So, because I don't make myself visible to anybody who are deluded with yogamaya. So, once you get rid of desires, we are getting free from maya. Then what happens? Moodhoyam abhijanati. All the moodas, they cannot understand my true nature that I am ajam and avayam. No, you become non-Mudha, you become Bhakta, you become Jnani, and then you understand Bhagavan is Ajam and Abhyayam. So then you get to see the real nature of the Lord. That is where we stopped in the last session. So before we continue with today's, next shloka, do you have any questions or comments? Okay. So what we will do is that we will go to the next shloka. Okay, so I will the verse number 28. I'll break down the words, and then one of you can go off mute and chant and repeat after me. Okay. So this is shloka number 28. Yesham, the single word. Twantagatam. Twantagatam has got two words. Tu antagatam. Tu and antagatam became twantagatam. Okay. Papam, single word. Jananam, single word again. Punya karmanam. Punya and karmanam together become punya karmanam. Te dvandva moha nirmukta. So dvandva moha nirmukta. Okay, so becomes dvandva moha nirmukta. Bhajante, single word. Vam, single word. Drudha vrataha. So that is again two words. Drudha and vrataha. Because Drudha vrataha. Okay. So please, one of you go off mute and please repeat after me. Esham tvantagatam papam.
Esa,
Sorry, go ahead.
Esam Tvantagatam Papam
Jananam punya karmanam.
Jananam Punya Karmanam
Te dvandva moha nirmuktaha.
Deva Venmoga Nirmukta
Bhajante mam drudha vrataha.
Bhajante Mam Dhruvantaha
Bhajante mam drudha vrataha. Okay.
Pradada.
So in the previous verses, like in the summary, what we have seen is that why we are unable to reach the Lord directly. Why? Ichha moha. That is a root cause is analyzed. Now, what is the solution? That is being told in this shloka. So, punya karmanam yesham jananam. Okay. So, yesham means these. Okay. All these people ahead of me. Like who I'm looking at. So that's what Bhagavan is saying. Yesham. Remember, when Bhagavan is teaching this Bhagavad Gita for Arjuna, It is happening in the middle of the war field, just before the war is starting. There are 1.8 million people are there to fight. And there are people who are fighting on the bad side, there are people who are standing on the good side. And even among the people who are fighting for bad side, there are good people like Bhishma, Drona, etc. Okay? Then there may be bad people on here also, on who are on fighting towards for the side of Pandavas, because their king has decided, but they may individually may be a good person or a bad person. So, among all of these people, there are bhaktas. Like Bhishma is a great bhakta, a devotee of Lord Sri Krishna, right? So that's why he was able to give Vishnu Sahasranam to the world, to Dharmaraja. So, Esham, when he's saying Esham, all of these good people and bad people, meaning bhaktas and the deluded ones, mudhas, both of them are available right there, right? So, Esham, all these Esham Jananam, all these people, okay, among these, Punya Karmanam, Punya means merits. Okay, Punya Karmana means doing good actions. Okay, that means there are people, among these people, there are people who have taken noble actions. Okay, and they have done only their Niyata Karma, meaning Nitya Karma and Naimittika Karma. Nitya Karma and Nitya Karma means daily duties and occasional duties. So the situation-based duties. Means all the duties alone they have performed and they are able to worship to the Lord. So if you take Bhishma, for example, he has his Niyata Karma and he only performed his Niyata Karma alone. Now, when they do that, what happened? Okay, going back to chapter 2, okay, whenever we perform Karma Yoga, our Icha and Dvesha, meaning our Raga Dvesha, our likes and dislikes are not there anymore. Why? Because they have only performed their duties and they have done that with full dedication and they're offering them to the Lord. Right? So even now in the war field, Bhishma likes Arjuna. Bhishma likes Pandavas. But what did he do? He put his likes and dislikes behind and he stood with Duryodhana. Why? Because he has vowed that his duty is for that Simhasana, that seat who is ruling Hastinapura, that kingdom. So in the mind, he likes Pandavas because they are the good people in his mind, but he is putting his Icha Dvesha aside and he is trying to do his Niyata Karma. Right? And see, like when performing karma, what happens? Again, see, like we want a particular result. Now here, Bhishma is not looking for a particular result. He just wanted to do his duty, fight as long as he can, and when the body cannot fight, let the body go. That is the attitude that he is. So this is an example of punya karmanam, esham, jananam, right? Okay. And first, those people who were performing these punya karmas, okay, Papam to Antagatam. So for those people, what happened? For such people who perform punya karmas, all papas, Antagatam. Antagatam means they have come to an end. Okay? So uh, there is in Sanskritam, there is a quotation, right? Okay, so like, just like there's a quotation, right? Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. This is probably you're more familiar with this quotation because you might have usually, if you're going to Tirupati, you see this quotation everywhere. Right? Whoever protects dharma, they are protected by dharma. In the same way, there's also another quotation which says, Dharmena papam apagavati, meaning through dharma, papa is gone. Meaning, performing dharma is a good cleanser of all our sins. Why? Because when we are performing dharma, we put our likes and dislikes in the background. So when we push likes and dislikes in the background, whether we get sukha or whether we get dukkha, we don't care. Why? Okay? Because we are focused on doing our own duties. When that is done, our papas, meaning our likes and dislikes, they slowly are sublimated and they are likes and dislikes. So when he said papam is destroyed, that means it is not only papam is destroyed, the one that caused the papam, right? Papam means what? Whatever you are supposed to do, you did not do. And whatever I'm not supposed to do, I did. Why did it happen? Because of likes and dislikes. Now, papam to antagadam means what? The, the effects are the papa, yes, but the cause of the papa is also being eliminated now slowly. Right? When you perform punya karmana, the icha, dvesha, sukha, dukkha, they are all being eliminated. Then what happens when this is being eliminated? For these people, those people who are doing noble actions, right? So when we do our noble actions, we'll also be in this category. Right? Bhagavan is, we will also be in this group about whom Bhagavan is talking about, right? So they dvandva moha nirmuktaha. Okay? So these people, because they are getting their sins washed away, they are becoming free of nirmukta. Mukta means liberated. Nirmukta means sometimes when ni prefix is there, sometimes it is opposite. Okay. So in this bit, and sometimes it is not opposite, but it is confirming that this is guaranteed. Okay. So here, nirmuktaha means it is what? It means that freedom is guaranteed. From what? From dvandva moha. Dvandva means pairs of opposites, meaning duality, not just pairs of opposites, duality. Duality of this word. Duality means what? I am separate from you. I'm separate from you. I mean, it is not like I'm separate from you. I'm separate from God. If I'm separate from God, then that means what? You're also separate from God. He is also separate from God. So everyone is separate from God. So then what happened? This is my dominion. That is your dominion. That is one's dominion. So like that, we start having that. And then what happened? I want to increase my dominion at your cost. I want to get more and more. So this is what is called moha, the delusion. So when icha kama, sorry, icha dvesha are reduced, then what happens? Del papa are also reduced, but also this moha, this delusion is also reduced that, okay, this is me, that is you, etc. That is gone. Instead, you start seeing everything as one. Okay. So because what happened when I'm able to break the chain of likes and dislikes, I'm already ready as a devotee. Now I am making some progress from being an artha. So because when does artha pray to God? When he's in trouble. I am able to progress a little bit from being artharthi also. Artharthi, when is he praying? He is praying only when he wants something. He wants something means some likes. So Artha, now if you look at it, right? Artha is praying out of Dvesha. Dvesha? No, not Dvesha for God. Okay? But he wants to get rid of something. I mean, there's a situation that he is, there's a situation he's in a situation where he doesn't like it, and that is why he's praying God. That is Artha. Artha, he wants to get get to into a situation where he likes. So that's why he's praying God. So the first one is being prayed from, rooted from dvesha. Okay, I dislike something. I'm in a situation where that I am disliking. So please help me, God. That is artha. God, I want to be into a better position, which I would love to be in. So please help me. That is artha. So now, if I remove this icha and dvesha, what happened? I am progressing from being artha. I am progressing from arthati also. Now, jignasu. Jignasu is also desire. Desire to know Bhagwan, curiosity, what is this thing, what is that thing, etc. Right? So sometimes what happens is people love to read books. Okay? When they love to read books, even scriptures, oh, let me read Ramayana. What did Rama do? Oh, that's interesting. And then, oh, let me read Mahabharata. I read. Or Bhagavatam. Oh, I read Bhagavatam. Then you'll end up seeing questions. Are you are any of you familiar with the Quora? Quora, Quora. It's a platform for question and answers. Okay, it's a you can ask questions in under any category about programming, about politicians, celebrities, athletes, etc. Also, you also can ask questions about religion also there. So I come across a lot of questions there about if Karna from Mahabharata, right? If he is fighting with uh, Hanuman, okay, who would win? Okay. Uh, if uh, so, like that, right? Like, if Karna, I mean, if Arjuna was not charioteered by Lord Krishna, who would have won? Okay. So why that? Like, I mean, the thing is that they are reading scriptures, but they're missing the main point, and they're getting into this side. In video games, there's a term, right? Side quests. Okay. Instead of playing main game, you go and play all side by side things, right? So now our life is also majority of the time we are also playing those side quests from being Artha and Artharthi. Why? Because we want to fulfill this desire, we want to get rid of that problem, etc., but not really focusing on the main goal of why we are born, right? So in this way, what is happening is that we are, when we are able to get rid of this Icha and Dvesha, we are making progress to become better and better, and our movement is going towards becoming Jnani. Even Jignyas also are saying that I want to know about God, I want to know about God. Okay, so even the Jignasa, the curiosity factor also, it has to be channeled properly. So this removing likes and dislikes, that jignasa is also channeled properly. So whether I'm artha, artharthi or jignasu, I'm going to make some progress when I'm able to get over my likes and dislikes. Okay. So then how bhajante mam dhurabhrataha. So now when I am freed from dvandva moha, see the sequence is this. Get rid of Icha Dvesha, then what happens? The result is you will be able to get rid of Dvandva Moha, the delusion of duality. Then what happens? What is the benefit of that? That is what Bhajante Mam Dhrudavrataha. So this is phase 3 or stage 3. Okay? When I when I get rid of my likes and dislikes, I'm in a position to get rid of delusion of duality. When I'm able to get rid of the delusion of duality, then my where is my focus now? I don't have any more focus on this world of objects anymore. Then what happens? I am focused on what is real and not focused on what is unreal. So then what happens is that my focus is coming more and more towards Bhagavan. So bhajante. So that means what? I am totally focused on Bhagavan. I'm able to see the Lord everywhere. Now there's more deeper bonding with the Lord. Okay. I understand whatever I'm doing in this outside world is just what you call like keep this body afloat. Right? Say you are going on a trip. When you're going on a trip, let's say to New York City, you're driving. So on the way to New York City, or maybe okay, New York City, maybe like I don't know, maybe your gas tank will be enough if you fill it up. So if you're going to Washington D.C., which is a little farther, right? So once in a while you stop at gas station to fill gas. Maybe you also, depending on the weather conditions and road conditions, especially in New England, you probably also stopped to fill air again. Now, are you excited about stopping the car to fill gas? No. Okay. It's okay. I mean, you don't dislike it either. You you take it for granted. Okay, I understand when the now it is time to fill gas. Okay, I'll fill. Now it is time to fill air. I fill it. So maybe if the weather is somewhat poor, like maybe it is slightly snowing or something, what do you need to do? Maybe you need to stop the car and scrape the windows also. Okay. Now, all of this that you are doing, there's no particular like or dislike to it. It is just to maintain the car as part of your journey because this car is the one that is going to take you to your destination. You're doing all these tasks. What tasks? Filling gas, I mean, like checking air or cleaning the windscreen, all of that, right? I mean, the windshield and all of that. So, in the same way, the same attitude would be there for our daily activities. Oh yeah, this body now it needs to keep this body healthy, I need to eat food, so I eat food. Okay? To keep this body not emanating any bad odors, I need to take shower, so I take shower. Okay. So they're still doing it, but there's no attachment to the body. Rather, because why the focus is shifted to God. But this body is needed for me to reach God. Okay. So this body as a sadhana, as a means in which I can get to liberation. So this is the attitude these people have. Then where their mind is a dhruvrataha, meaning with firm abidance, they are praying the Lord. So this way, what is happening is that you see the thing, they are getting rid of papa by performing punya karma. When they got punya karmas are done, then and papa is getting removed, that means icha and dvesha are also getting removed. Then dvandva moha, delusion about duality is also removed. Then I have firm abidance in the Lord, so I can pray to Lord perfectly. Okay, so this is what this shloka says. So I'll pause here to see if any of you have any questions.
And I think I probably asked this last time or before last time, but I still keep I get puzzled or wondered like why the Dvaita and Advaita and all that, right? So I mean, ultimately we are doing all this. All I'm hearing is that we need to raise above all these dualities and all these pains and gains and
Mhm.
liberate ourselves to the truth, which
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
like Paramat. I mean, the Brahman in ourselves, right? But
Mhm.
and once we see that, what like we keep saying like that is the truth, right? We are getting liberated, which means what, like our soul is, so it always indicates to me like there is some other soul that is greater than us, which we are calling as God, right? And again there is this discussion where we say we are trying to realize ourselves by raising above all this through knowledge realization meditation, all these, and we're trying to see something, right? We're trying to
Mhm.
uh, quieten our mind and all that, and to see that ultimate truth. I don't know what is that ultimate truth is, and I'm always puzzled as to what is. So is Krishna is like that one of those souls who is who is greater than all the souls in the world, uh, you know. So I'm just trying to. I'm not able to put the question in a proper way, but I think you're getting the point. So I'm trying to understand like what is that we're trying to reach, like what is that state. We're saying like we want to realize, we want to see the Brahman in ourselves, and okay, we see that, then what, like then we remain as a soul merging into some other higher soul, then we have no birth and all that. So I'm just trying to understand, trying to struggle with that concept, where I'm lost. Like everything keeps saying like you have to raise above all these things, practice through that, through meditation, trying to get rid of pains and gains, so you can be liberated. Maybe you don't have a birth anymore, which always indicates to me that there is another soul who is even beyond us, which indicates to me like the Dvaita philosophy where there is someone else that we are believing in. At the same time, we are saying that someone is within us. So between that
Mhm.
Advaita and that thing is where I'm lost, and what we are trying to ultimately realize is where I'm lost. So I mean, we don't have to answer if it takes time today, but we can also discuss
No,
later.
no, I don't. I think, see, the point is that of all of our sessions is simple, right? I mean, like, at least for me, I think probably I told you, and before, my intent is never to complete the book by a particular date.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, today I had to finish 3 shlokas or 4 shlokas. No, because if I finish these 3 shlokas per session or 5 shlokas per session, yes, I have covered something and we discussed something, but your question still remained. Rather, let's, as part of this coverage, let us clear all our questions as soon as possible, as much as possible, and let have a little bit more clarity, right? Because whether we finish Bhagavad Gita chapter 7 in April or June or maybe next May, it really doesn't matter. Okay. As much as all of you go back thinking that, yes, my questions are answered. Okay. So that is more important for me personally.
Hearing
That's why
that.
I encourage you to ask a question. So yeah, now let's get to the question itself.
Hearing that liberated souls and non-liberated souls. Okay, what are these liberated souls? Where are they going? Like,
Mhm. Well, so today, my misunderstanding is that there are multiple souls. Okay, that's our base misunderstanding. Is I am different from you. You are different from Ravi. Ravi is different from Hari. Hari is different from Venkat. Like that, if you keep saying that, there are so many things that are in the world, and we are all different. Now, what Vedanta is telling us is that difference is exterior difference alone. At an internal level, we are all one and the same. Okay. Now, from a material world perspective also, it is kind of true. Kind of true, I mean, like, you can see, notice that when when you look at a person in front of you, that person could be opposite gender, coming from a different background and all of that. And how can this person and I be the same? That kind of a question comes. But once you start looking at our own body at a physical level, right? This physical body is made up of cells. Cells are made up of molecules. Molecules are made up of atoms. Atoms are made up of protons, neutrons, and electrons. And there's no difference between one kind of electron to other kind of electron. There's no difference between one kind of proton to other kind of proton. There's no difference between one kind of neutron to other kind of neutron, right? So if that is the case, you are a bunch of atoms. Because at the level of atom, there's a difference, right? Okay, hydrogen atom is different from oxygen atom, etc., because of the number of electrons or number of protons or neutrons, whatever. But if you look at all these three kinds, okay, if you just break them apart into protons, neutrons, and electrons, which in turn are made up of quarks, subatomic particles. At quark level, you have a bunch of quarks packaged in a different way, and bunch of quarks packaged in a different way. What are these quarks are made up of? Energy. Okay, so that means you are energy and I am energy. So now, if you look up in your room, okay, there may be a light somewhere, there's a AC, a heater running or whatever, right? AC is also running because of electric power, electricity. The laptop is running because of electricity. So the source of all this power, I mean, the source power for all of this is same electricity. Okay, at electricity level, it is the same electricity that is making a fan run, a bulb glow, a uh, a TV blaring with some TV shows. All of this is happening with the same electricity. So, in the same way, this whole world is pulsating with the same energy. That energy that is being pulsated is Maya. Now, apparently, there is a difference between your instrument and me as a different instrument. Let's say you are an electric bulb, I'm an electric fan. Now, even though as a bulb, you look different than a fan, your function is different from me. In the absence of electricity, you are useless, I am useless. Okay? You are being, as a bulb, you are being called as a bulb as long as there is electricity flowing in that and you are giving light. You are able to only give light because of the power of electricity in there. I'm, as a fan, I'm only able to give air and circulate air as long as there's power in me. And as you know, in a household power, right? The power source for both electricity, I mean, so for both bulb and the fan is one and the same. Okay? So now, what Vedanta is saying is that look inward and understand that you are that electricity. Now, the question is that, oh, the electricity that you have versus the electricity I have as a bulb and a fan, it appears to be different because one is helping light the lamp, other is helping power the wind, right? Not the power the wind, but like circulate the air. But the source of this electricity in both cases, I don't know what is who is your utility provider. Let's say national grid for a moment. Okay, national grid. So for you and me, it is the same national grid. Now, physically, if I look at national grid as a transformer, as a or electricity station, and me as a small set of power, or like small subset of power that is coming into me, right? Because if there is a 440 volts power comes into me as a fan or a bulb, the instrument will be broken off, right? I mean, it will get damaged. But somehow a very limited portion of electricity is coming. So especially if I'm an electronics item, maybe like a 10 volt, like there's a transformer that will actually get down into 10 volts or something like that, right? Instead of 20 to 110 volts. So then me as 10 volts, how can I be that 44,000 volts? Okay. So me as Jiva, how can I be like that Paramatma? That's kind of a thing is there. But as long as you see the duality, then accept that you are different from Bhagwan, because Bhagwan is like that 44,000 volts powerhouse. I am like the 10 volts thing. But this 10 volts came from the same 44,000 volts, and it is never different. Okay, it is always connected to the source. The moment there's a disconnect happens, right? We say that there's no more electricity. Okay, so as long as there's electricity, this power I see in a fan is same as the power that I see in light bulb, which is same as that electrical grid. So there are not three powers here, right? I mean, there's no three, there's a 10 volt in this electronic item and 110 volts, or maybe like a 220 volts in a uh, electric range. No, no, no. All of them are one and the same. I am perceiving it as many, but they're all one and the same.
Through Guru's
So,
teachings, that reaching that self-realization mode to remove them. That we
yes.
like.
So now, so, so to address your question with this kind of thing, right? It's not Krishna is a different being for us, from us. It is not Krishna is some superpower soul, whereas we are low-powered souls. No.
2000
What is
volts.
happening is that our ignorance is strong, whereas in case of Krishna, there is no ignorance. Okay? Because our ignorance is strong, why? Again, see, our ignorance is strong means what? We are limited by our exterior. Okay? See, for example, when you say bulb, right? Light bulb can only give light. Light bulb cannot generate, I mean, like circulate air, like fan. Okay? But the concept of power that is coming in, depending upon the end device, if it is a 10-watt light, it will only give 10 watts output brightness. If it is 100 watts light, it gives 100 watts brightness. Instead, if it is connected to a, a radio, now it is playing music. If it is connected to TV, it is playing a video show, right? So the same electricity, depending upon the limitation and the functionality of that end device, it is being expressed in different manners. Okay? So same Atma, same Paramatma, depending upon our individual upadhi, meaning this physical body and the mind, etc., is expressing differently. Now you have the option of choosing to see the end output alone and say that, okay, these two devices are different. Or go inside and say, this is the same electricity. In the absence of electricity, these are all useless. Just like in the absence of Brahman, just like Maya is useless, in the absence of electricity, these devices are useless. What do we call when a computer is dead? What do we call it as? Brick, right? So it is because it is useless, right? So in the same way, right? Now shift our attention inside. Initially, it does appear that your soul is different from other soul. But understand that eventually there's only one soul. There's no multiple souls. There's one Atma, okay, which is appearing as Jiva, which alone is Brahman. Okay? This is what we are trying to get to. Okay? This is our realization of this truth is what we call as realization. That is what, like, where oneness we're talking about, Advaita, that oneness. Oneness with what? Oneness with the Lord. Oneness with everything in the universe, everyone in the universe. Why? Because remember, all the likes and dislikes are based on what? Based on duality. When I see myself as different from you, the problem is that, look at Pawan. He's doing so well. I wish I'm like that. I want to make money like him. I want like this. Okay. I want that aspect of him. I want to this aspect of him. And then keep I keep comparing myself with everyone else, and I keep worrying and worrying, and I lose my focus, and that is what the cause of samsara, right? Or it could be other way around also, right? I may look at someone and say, I'm much better than him. I'm much better than her. Look at that. That person is stupid. I'm so smart. I'm more richer. My family is way better. So like this, that's also another delusion only, right? The delusion can be, and then that will create its own issues, right? I get pride, I get what you call too much like the I'll not be humble anymore. No, all those like good qualities are gone and all bad qualities are being developed there, right? So when I see that, so in either case, what is happening is that I am getting away from reality and I'm holding on to these likes and dislikes so much, okay? And then I'm the one who is suffering. So if we get rid of this likes and dislikes, we are going back. So then we start seeing oneness, and I understand that the the one that is empowering these Stula, Sukshma, Karna, Sharira, Samuchaya, right? I mean, all these three bodies is same as the one that is empowering the other three set of Stula, Sukshma, Karna, Sharira also. And this body is functioning according to this prarabdha, that body is functioning according to that its prarabdha. So functionality may appear different, but the source is one and the same. As long as there is a power of Brahman in there, it keeps functioning. That's all. So this is the attitude once you get, then what happens is that you don't have a particular like for a particular person. You don't have certain jealousy for certain some other person's situation, or I had to be motivated to do this. Those kind of things are not there. Whatever needs to be done, you do it because there's no difference, right? So uh, you do, let's say your left leg itches a little bit more than your right leg. Okay, so you're scratching your left leg a little bit more than right leg. It doesn't mean that you like your left leg or dislike your left leg. Whether it is your left leg or right leg, they both are you alone. This thought, once it is there, right, with respect to our whole body, it is me as one, right? So then, if someone asks you, okay, I'm going to chop off your hands, should I chop your left hand or right hand, or left ear or right ear? What would you say? Oh yeah, I don't like my left ear, so I chop off my left ear. No, no. This is also me, this is also me. I want the whole thing. I don't want you to touch me at all. Okay. So that's how we say, right? So the way, because like I don't see the separation between my left ear and right ear. Because I treat all of them as me alone. Okay. In the same way, this entire universe, I see as me once, right? So then whatever needs to be done is done. There's no particular like, there's no particular dislike, because in the end, everything is one. So that thought process is there, then that is what we call as realization. Okay? I mean, like that's a benefit of realization where you are beyond sorrow and you are in constant happiness because You're not it is not same as the happiness that you get when you eat a chocolate or an ice cream or got $100, right? This is more like a 100% satisfaction where the mind is at 100% peace and ease without any agitation at all. Okay, so that is what we call as Jivan Mukti. Okay, that's what Vedanta says as Jivan Mukti, and that is the goal. So that because if you think about it, mind always has some agitation in all of us, and that is propelling us to do things, whether things that we like, things that we dislike, okay, and things that we regret, things that we are proud of doing. All of that is being pushed and pushed and pushed, right? So that is what is going to be removed. Now, whatever you do, right? So means, for example, you go to a party and there's a beautiful meaning, an innocent 2.5-year-old child is there, okay, and the child is walking very sweetly and is struggling with something. Okay, the child wants something. It's a good thing. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Okay, so and now when you like let's say the the child is trying to hold on the ball onto a big ball, but it is slipping from the child's hands. Now, when you give, so then you want to help the baby, so you go and lift the ball and give. Was there any desire in you that this child has to hold on to the ball? No. You understand that the ball may fall from the child's hand again, but you are giving it anyway, right? So there's no particular desire. There is no such thing as I must do it or anything like that. It is that work is done with happiness. There is no expectation that this child should hold on to the ball like that for next 10 minutes or something like that. It may fall, right? So there is no expectation for any particular result. You're doing it out of love for the child, right? So there, now let us say if the ball falls down from the child's hand and the baby again has a sad face, okay? You feel sad for baby, but are you really sad? No, there's a happiness, there's a joy even in that sadness. Do you see what I'm saying? That is the state that we will have, but anything, anywhere, in any situation. Okay, so that is a visible sign of Jivan Mukti. Okay, so that is a benefit and that is the state that we are trying to get to. Okay, so Pawan, as you said, right, you had this question for a long time, you said. So that means that we probably must have discussed this in different ways
Yeah, yeah.
in the past. So probably we'll continue to discuss in the next few sessions also, later sessions as well.
I've been asking
Okay.
questions at every chapter. Yeah.
No. Feel free to do so. Okay. So does this help though?
Yeah, that definitely helps.
Temporarily.
No, no, definitely helps. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
So shall we close? पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्